Hey, Lee Cole again, and this is our LinkedIn playlist series, and I think this is the fourth video, either fourth or fifth, I can't remember. And I want to talk here about messaging. You know, we set up your profile, we got your connections going, you built out your account, and now it's time to start using it. And I had somebody hit me up in support recently, and they said, Lee, can you give me the message that I should send to people to get them to buy my, I forgot what it was, to buy my whatever? And, you know, I just had to write them back and say, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's a little more complex than that. You know, LinkedIn is not like cold email marketing. You're not sending everybody exactly the same message, all right? And you're certainly not just doing that as a one-off. I mean, that right there is the kiss of death. To do that, people will ignore you, they'll just turn you off, they'll disconnect with you because they don't want any more of that stuff, and generally you're going to alienate the LinkedIn world because that's not how it works. LinkedIn works like a virtual meetup meeting, like a virtual Chamber of Commerce meeting. You would no more go into a Chamber of Commerce meeting, walk up to the first person you see and give them your whole spiel about who you are and what you do, and here's where they can call you, and you know, here's how they buy your thing, than the man in the moon. Like, what do you do? Think about what you do in a network meeting. You walk up and introduce yourself. You walk up to someone, look them in the eye and say, hey, I'm Lee. What's your name? My name's Mary. Shake hands. Mary, awesome. Then what do you do? What do we do in person? We ask questions. Mary, what do you do for a living? Oh, well, I'm an insurance agent. Oh, that's very cool. What kind of insurance do you sell? Well, I sell some homeowners insurance, but I mainly sell commercial whatever. I don't know much about insurance, right? So that's how you do it. And then what would Mary do? Invariably ask you about you and what you do. We want to mimic that same process in LinkedIn because LinkedIn is basically a virtual network meeting. So here's how you do messaging on LinkedIn. So you take these, and you can message your first tier connections. You take these people, and I glance at their profiles real fast. I don't sit there and read them. I glance at their profiles real fast, and I just say something like, hey, Bob, this is Lee. We've been connected for a while. Just wanted to reach out to you and say hello. And if there's some sort of commonality in the profile, like they live in the same city, they went to the same school, they've changed jobs, they've had a birthday or something like that, I'll just mention that. Like, notice you live in Atlanta. I live in this part of Atlanta. Where do you live? Just wanted to, just sitting here building out my network and just wanted to reach out to you. That kind of thing. Just very laid back, very safe. Okay. I would guess about half the people that you reach out to like that will eventually reach back out to you. Some of them will do so immediately, the heavy LinkedIn users, and others might take a week or two because they're not checking LinkedIn all the time. And then what you do is you do exactly the same thing that you do in the network meeting. You build out the conversation. So let's say a person I reached out to said, hey, Lee, I live in this part of Atlanta. It's great to meet you. What kind of business are you in? Then I tell, well, I'm in this kind of a business. As a matter of fact, I do blah, blah, blah for people like you. And you never send anybody something without their permission. But I would say something like, I think I use the name Bob, but I would do something like say, hey, Bob, if you'd like some information, I'd be very happy to send you some. Okay, you get their permission first. This way they don't feel like you're pushing them or spamming them. Most times you're going to get permission. Yeah, sure, send it on over. Send it over, follow up with them in a couple of days after you send it over, get a phone call, have a little Zoom appointment, a little phone appointment. I don't know what you're selling or how you're doing it. That's how you do this. If you can keep messaging down to making the personal connection first, asking for permission to send them whatever your deal is next, and then asking for an appointment to talk about it following, you're going to get more leads out of LinkedIn than you know what to do with fairly soon. If you don't do it that way, it's not going to work. I mean, I've seen people try it other ways time and time again. It's just flat out not going to work. So, cool beans. That's messaging. That's how it works. Don't overcomplicate it. Just go do it.